Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another episode of the Flipped Classroom, Spanish 3 at Roger Bacon High School. Today we are going to talk about two commands. These can be found on page 97 of your textbook. And we've previously done polite requests. We're now going to get to the actual command section. The good news is the two commands are the most polite forms of commands. Now, the interesting part about two commands is two commands use two different processes. Okay? So first one, we're going to start with affirmative two commands. And this is telling someone to do something. Okay, let me scroll down a bit. The affirmative two commands are very simple. A little strange, but very simple. You simply use the third singular present tense conjugation. So, for instance, if we want to do the affirmative two of hablar, habla. Comer, come. Very simple. Third person conjugation of the verb. Now, that does also include stem changers. For instance, dormir, to sleep, would be duerme. Okay? So any irregularity that goes on in the third person will carry over here, such as stem changers. I don't believe there's any other irregularities that happen there. So some full sentences. Miguel come tu almuerzo. Miguel, eat your lunch. Isabel estudia por el examen. Isabel, study for the exam. Now, the question is, how do you tell these are commands? Well, you do need to make sure that you use the exclamation points. Upside down one at the beginning, here, and one at the end. That tells people that these are in fact commands and not just the third person conjugations. Now, we also have 8 irregulars here. So, we have poner, pon, salir, sal, tener, ten, venir, ven, and hacer, haz. We slip in the Z because if you leave the C, you end up with ac, and Spanish says no. that covers 5 of my irregulars. The other 3 are désir, D, ir, ve, ser, say, with an accent. That covers the affirmative 2 commands. Fairly simple and straightforward, but still a little bit of a strange process. Now we're going to get to negative 2 commands. Don't do something. This is where things start to get weird. Things start to get weird here. There is a totally different process for negative 2 commands. Step 1, conjugate verb in the yo form. And I should probably put present tense. So conjugate in the present tense yo form. Step 2, drop the O. Third is you're going to add opposite to ending. Now, by opposite, for AR verbs, you're going to add an ES. For ER-IR verbs, you're going to add an AS. That's what I mean by the opposite ending. AR verbs use ES, ER-IR use AS. Now let's do some examples. Don't run. No. It's an ER verb, so no corras. Okay? Now, here's another interesting thing. If there's a yo form irregularity, it's going to carry over. So, don't tell me that. No me digas ese. Don't tell me that. So, decir, yo form is digo. Drop the O, add opposite, you end up with digas. Now, there's a couple other things that happen here. Any stem changing verb the stem change will carry over. So, for instance, dormir. Oops, I left off my E. Let's take dormir. Don't sleep now. Or let's make it something you guys would understand. Don't sleep in class. No duermas en clase. Don't sleep in class. Now, we also have some irregulars. The good news is irregulars, hold on a minute, good news is irregulars are easy to spot. Any verb whose yo form doesn't end with an O. Oops, sorry, a little bit too far. Verbs such as dar. Yo form is doi, command form, des. Estar, estoy, estés, accent on the E. Ir, this is our little weird one, voy, goes to vayas. Ser, soy, goes to seas. Those are our irregulars. So don't give the answers. No des, if I can write, no des las respuestas. Okay? Now, we have one more issue to deal with. So there is a lot going on here. The car, gar, zar verbs. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. Car, gar, zar verb spelling changes are in effect. So if you'll remember these from the preterite, a C is going to change to a QU, a G to a GU, and a Z to a C. So let's do a couple examples. Touch the sky. Okay, the verb to touch is tocar, so it's going to end up being toques el cielo. Okay, kind of a strange command, but touch the button or whatever you want to use. The next one we'll do is pay the man. Pagar would be pagues el hombre. And then last but not least, cross your fingers. The verb is cruzar. So, cruces tus dedos. Cross your fingers. Now, if you want to do a really fun one, begin now. If we use the verb empezar to begin, it is also a stem changer. So you end up with empieces ahora. That takes care of the two commands. A lot of information, the longest video to date. I'm about out of time. We'll talk about it and obviously do a lot of practice in class, but this should get you going and give you a pretty good understanding. Have a great day. We'll see you on Monday.